So we're just heading off to the farm. Plan today is to move a heap of cattle from home out to the ground at Thornton. We have quite a bit of grass over there now. It's quite slow. It's a lot slower than at home, but there's a bit of a concern over the fact that it's not rained in quite some time. We really need to get rid of some cattle at home just to free up some space for making some silage and hay, because I think this drought's meant to continue. I've looked at the long-term forecast and the plan is that it's not going to rain until at least June, so that's another month of no rain, which it starts to then become a little bit concerning, because this time of year is the point where we bank as much grass as possible, and if it's not going to have the rain, you start to wonder what's going to happen. I best just ring the gate or else I can't get in. We've still got some finishing bulls in on a fairly cereal-based diet, wheat, and then they've got some urea, bicarbonate of flour, and some minerals in there with it. They managed to knock my wall down last week, but it's meant I've had to just tie a gate in the hole and hope for the best. It looks like Dad's got the cattle in, which is a bonus. These are the girls that are all going off to Thornton. But we've got a problem. We've actually got a steer in here that was an accident. We did some fencing and Finley didn't put the gate handle on the fence properly, and it meant that all the fences were dead. And the cattle got out. All the fat stock that are out grazing went down the field to where these girls were, and well, that one got in. This is the first time I've had them near the yard to get it back out again. If I'm honest, I'm kind of surprised I've not had to help get them in, because they were a fair way off, but they must have just ran pretty well to come back. They had a lot of grass too, so they couldn't have been hungry. I was expecting a phone call, I'm not gonna lie. We're also semen testing tomorrow, which I completely forgot about. So we've got a busy week one way or another. Actually, that's not true. We've got a normal week. It's always busy. I think I'm not wrong in saying that they look pretty well. We haven't weighed them in a little while actually, because we've just been busy calving, but we should weigh them. They're sort of predicted to be close to 600 kilos now, a lot of these, so we ought to go through them and see what they're doing. We used to kill things at about 620, but that was when beef price was at about £5, because there was a diminished return. You get past sort of 620 kilos, the amount of food they've got to eat to put on weight, even if they're converting pretty well, is a lot of food. And then, you know, it doesn't really stack up, but that was when beef price was £5. It's now sort of £7. So we could probably justify keeping them a bit longer. I haven't done the maths on it, but I'd imagine it'd be closer to sort of 650, maybe even 680 kilos. But it's one of them, they're bulls, they've got to be gone by 16 months. So they're only 12, 13 months old now, so it's not a big deal, but they've got time. Anyway, I best get a move on, go and get the trailer ready, or else I'm going to be in trouble. So the plan is now to separate cows and calves from the main group. We want about 14 cows to go onto the beef bus, and then we want to put their calves in the Isle of Williams, which Dad has got behind the Land Rover. But we want to make sure we got cow and calf pairs, because if we don't, and we for some reason have a breakdown or we don't get back, something goes wrong, which is just inevitable, can always happen when you're doing this job, then we want to make sure we haven't got cows over there without calves and calves over there without cows. We've also got to get that steer out and put it somewhere, which I forgot about. One, you stay back. Go on. Up, 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 up. $17.85. That's one in black ones. I don't know if we might want that red one, that red calf. Let's see what we got. Go on, 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 go on. Up, 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 up. I do sometimes wonder if they know what's going on, because the old girls seem to have an idea. They see that trailer and it's like they're going Thornton, but they'd have probably been maybe like these ones, they're all older, so they've probably been 4, 5, 6 times in their lifetime, so they know. It's not like they've got a calendar, it's more like the photo period. The days get longer and they kind of switch onto it. They switch onto like, oh yeah, it's spring now. And I always think that if they were in the wild, and obviously cattle ain't wild, but if they were wild, they would breed based upon photo period and they would carve down. They'd probably do that predator swamping thing where they'd all carve within about a week or 3 weeks. I just find it fascinating that they just seem to know these ones, but the younger ones, maybe they don't have a clue. I haven't got that problem today because we haven't got any younger ones, but it does make you wonder. So the first load's gone pretty well, one way or another. They're out of grass, happy as Larry. Just loaded the second lot of calves up and now backing up the trailer for the cows. Hopefully they'll go on pretty quickly and we won't get caught in all the school traffic, because there's nothing worse than a load of angry mothers in cars that are too big for them to drive. I've messed this up big time. Start again. There is a few more that are going to need to go into this group eventually. There's 7 left to carve, so we've been carving 7 weeks now. there's 7 left to carve. We've carved a couple of blues. There's a blue there that's got a calf. I think there's an old black cow that's got a calf. There's 1, 2, 3 more to carve that have got to go to Thornton on top of that. So they'll just have to get added in at some point. Probably, I'd imagine we'll just go with a little trailer and drop them in whenever we get a chance. But it's nice. Starting to come to the end of everything. Spring seems to be taking hold a little bit, despite the dry weather. Got my fingers crossed for some silage at some point. Here's one for you though. I just drove past a field that's maybe it's like 40, maybe 50 acres, and it's just being built on at the minute. They just started doing all the groundworks and putting the sort of roadways in and stuff like moving the soil. And at the side, there's this big sign, and on the sign, it's 2 parents with a kid, and they're all on bikes going down like a country track. And it makes me wonder whether the people who are buying these houses, do they think that they're moving into the countryside because the sign says they are, when actually really they're just moving into a new housing estate that used to be countryside. And it just got me wondering, do these people think that they're country? But then I went past that and that thought went straight out of my head when I went past an allotment and someone put their hand up to me, so I put my hand up back, and then when I did a double take I realised it was a scarecrow. So just goes to show you can't trust everything, I think. So that's it, Thornton 2025, off to a flyer. I do love having cattle out here. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the trees or the reservoir down the bottom, or just the fact it's a bit hillier or what, but I bloody love it. I absolutely love having cattle over here. There's something about the place. I wouldn't swap it. I don't think I could sell it. It's inconvenient, but it's special. To be honest, it's seen a lot, that ground. I think my granddad, or not my granddad, well, yeah, my granddad bought it. I would have been part of buying it. It came into the family anyway, and I think just after World War II. A lot of water's gone under the bridge since then. It's seen big changes. They used to walk cattle there. So my granddad used to farm on the Lubbersthorpe estate, just by the M69 junction to the M1. I've spoken about it before. They used to farm just there. The M1 went through the farm, the M69 went through the farm, and it was a rented farm, and then they went and bought our farm. And they used to walk cattle on the roads from there to here, which is probably a similar distance to what we have to drive it now. So it'd be 7, maybe 8 miles. And they walked cattle. Different times, eh? I'd love to have seen it. I feel like I was born too late. I should have been born when things were a bit more difficult. I think I'd have enjoyed it. You know, the hardship. And now for the fun part. Make a point of cleaning it out after every use, because that's what keeps this thing going. We could soon just leave it and it'd be a rot box within no time. I like this thing. I want to keep it going as best as possible. Okay, that is us. I hope you enjoyed it. Whatever you get up to this weekend, have a good one. Look after yourself. Put some sun cream on, because I reckon she's going to be warm. And I'll see you in a bit. Ta-da!